Hello YouTubers and modeling community. Focus Hearts back again with a little video. Somebody asked me how I build my headers. On doing 1/12 scale stuff in 1/8, I'll try to duplicate the size of the header tube with the styrene plastic tubing. Now for building headers, I try to stay away from 3/16 tube, 0.188 diameter. It's a very thin wall tubing, which is ideal for doing some cages, but when you bend it, it kinks. I just took this out of the package, and I usually use a cigarette lighter. I'll heat up an area where I want it to bend and put a gradual bend in it. But what happens is, at the very tip, it droops inward. So I'll let that cool for a little bit and keep heating it and bend ever so slightly. But if you bend it too much, it'll kink. If you put too much heat, it'll melt. Now it's a very thin wall. What I like using best is a very thick wall. You can see the difference. Now these are, I don't know the thickness of this. I said it's a real thick wall. I'll use that to do my sharp bends. And when I do my cages, especially the funny car style cage, you can get a much better bend. Now I can lay the heat on the thick wall for a long period of time until it starts to droop just a little bit. I'll hold it on the thin end and just let the weight of the tubing pull it down. Now see, you can almost put a 90 right in that without it kinking. If you want to do a real tight bend, I'll break it down past 90, then slightly pinch it, and that'll give me my bend coming off the head. All I have to do now is just mark where I want it to come off the header flange, or the head flange, cut it, set it there, then kind of I'll eyeball it or mark it with a pencil where I want the next bend to be. Heat it up right at that pencil mark. Then bring the bend down, creating that first tube, the number 1 cylinder tube. Like I said, I'll kind of eyeball it, give it just a little bit more of a bend once it starts cool. Then you can heat it up here, bring the bend in towards the engine block ever so slightly. Now I'm just kind of eyeballing that. I say that looks pretty good. I try to make burn marks to where I know I can bend the nick span going out towards the header flange. Like I said, I don't measure anything out. I just eyeball everything. I'll hold it there for a few seconds to keep it from drooping back out of shape. And there's that number 1 tube. Then I'll create the number 7 tube, then the number 3, then the number 5. I'll glue the number 7 on top of this one, then follow the other 2 right behind that on the back side. So that's how I do my header tubes. If you're doing zoomies for dragster, what I do is on the exhaust side, as the exhaust is coming out, I'll take a drill bit and a screw gun and I'll drill into the tubing, removing material. Not too big to where it's going to snap the wall, just big enough to where it looks like a scale header. Well, anyway, it's just a quick video. Hope that helps you guys out. I'm still working on the that car, dragster, S10, Datsun, and of course the lowrider. Anyways, like I said, I hope this helps you out. I can't remember the gentleman's name, but I'll try to get that out there. I got asked a question 3 days ago. It's been really hot here in Arizona. Working 40 hours, trying to keep things going. Just picked up some supplies over the weekend, or over the week. Thank God there's a local hobby shop still open. You know, I'll be stuck trying to make my own tubing and my own plastic. Well, anyways, you guys be safe out there. Hope this helps you out. Like I said, this tubing is good for straight runs if you're doing a dragster. If you're doing headers, you can use it. Just keep the heat down to where you're not going to kink the tubing. So just very little heat. Just kind of roll it around to where it starts to bend on its own. Then just pull on it ever so slightly. You don't want to pull too much and kink it. And wherever you want the next bend, just a little bit more heat. Then keep bending and bending and bending. Eventually you'll get it. There's almost it's not kinked yet. It kind of looks like it, but that's just the burn marks from the lighter. It could be done with the thin wall tubing. Just don't put too much heat on it. Y'all have a good day. Happy modeling.